Good evening, everyone. Today is May 1st, 2025. The time is 6 p.m., and this is the Acushnet Planning Board. This meeting is being recorded for future viewing on the town's YouTube page. We're on live tonight via Teams, and you can also watch this on the local cable channel. Can I get a motion to open the planning board meeting?
A motion to open the public meeting.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The public meeting?
It's always a
Wait, meeting, yeah.
Can we all introduce ourselves, please?
Victoria Alfaro, Town Planner.
Peter Guyappa, member.
Steve Boucher, member?
Mark Francois, Chairman.
Brian Deschamps, member.
All right. The minutes from April 17th. Everybody was here. Pete, you were not here. Everybody else was here. I hope you've all had time to read this over, take a look at it. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns. I've read it over, and I personally didn't find any issues.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as read for April 17th, 2025.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, moving right along. We had a public hearing tonight. This hearing scheduled for this evening will be continued. Continued site plan review and special permit of 211 Middle Road, map 23, lot 29, 29A, and 29B. This hearing will be rescheduled for June 5th. June 5th. I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion to continue the public hearing to June 5th, 2025 at 6 p.m. at the Board of Selectmen meeting room and over Teams.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Fabulous. Moving right along. Public hearing. Do I have to make a vote to open this public hearing?
Just call it back to order.
I'm calling this public hearing back to order. Proposed amendment to Article 8, large-scale ground-mounted solar photovoltaic installation. The planning board will hold a public hearing to consider the proposed amendments to the Town of Acushnet's General Bylaw, Article 8 zoning, which were submitted for the 2025 annual town meeting warrant. The proposed amendment is summarized as follows. To amend Section 8, large-scale ground-mounted solar photovoltaic installation. So if you all recall, we had this meeting was continued because we sent the proposed changes to all the other departments and boards for their feedback. I don't think we got anything particular as far as feedback from anybody, did we?
I did speak with the chair of the Conservation Commission yesterday morning, and he had some comments about, scheduling inspections during construction, but
Right.
that might be more of like an internal kind of procedure as opposed to adding that in the
Right, yeah, that's right. We did discuss that. I think it is a good idea that
Absolutely.
we get whoever is the peer review to go out on scheduled visits during, whether it's the augering of the anchors or it's the building of the basins for stormwater. If we would have did that over at 550, maybe we wouldn't have the issues that we have today. So yeah, I think, but that's not something that we're going to put in The bylaw, that's just something that we recommend during the process, and we just have it done, and they agree to have it done, and
At their cost.
at their cost, absolutely,
Absolutely.
yeah. So when this gets peer reviewed, we go back to the peer reviewer and say, schedule, for the process of the plans that he's peer reviewing, schedule,
Yeah.
X amount of inspections.
Yeah.
And what will be the cost of those inspections. And then we forward it along to the proponent. It was also the chairman from Conservation, correct me if I'm wrong, that had mentioned something about like the plantings and whatnot underneath for like a drip edge or something of some
Yes.
nature. I think it's a good idea. Again, that's something that we can recommend. I'm not 100% if we're gonna have to put that in the bylaw. So basically, he's talking when the rain hits the solar panels, the water flows down the solar panels, and then it leaves like a drip line on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm assuming once there's grass planted there and there's,
Yeah.
that will refrain from any kind of dirt,
Erosion
dirt
or anything like that.
Yeah, so to go out of the way and tell the proponent that he's gotta plant a bunch of brush or bushes underneath the solar panels, I think is a bit much. I think because they all plant grass and they have to seed grass. So I think that'll be sufficient in my opinion.
I think it would be a good idea. If that's the case, if somebody wants to know, well, we should go out and observe some of the other ones to see what's happening.
It wouldn't be a
Yeah.
bad idea.
Yeah. Because even just a drip strip, it doesn't necessarily have to be planting, because at that point, you would
Right.
just put in a stone drip strip, basically, at the base of it. And you're putting in 3/4 inch stone or 1.5 inch stone, eventually that's all gonna fill in with
With grass.
like
Yeah,
grass.
with grass
Yeah,
anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
But that would slow any kind of erosion down. So
Yeah.
it's really not, it's not a
Yeah.
bad idea, I mean,
What we could do, we are coming down towards the wire as far as what kind of changes we can do, just because I think they're actually gonna stop printing the warrants next week. So we're kind of running a little short on time. But I think with every town meeting and all of our bylaws, they're always something that we can tweak, and it's something that's easily added and to be raised for the fall town meeting. If this is something that we observe that is something that we feel is needed, it's an easy, quick add-on to the fall town meeting this year, next year, whenever we want to add to any of these bylaws. So, again, for right now, that's something we can observe. We can request to go out and check out some of the other,
Yeah, just to see
the
if,
finished, the completed solar fields. We can take a walkthrough and just get ideas from what's been completed, what's been sitting for the last couple of years in use,
Yeah.
and get ideas for us for future projects for what we see. So I think that's not a bad idea to consider for the future town meetings.
so the other thing, I sent out an email, I think I sent it to you, and I sent it to Victoria, she sent it back, I think she sent it out to everybody. After reading some of that stuff, I think it would behoove us to put in a set of definitions in the front end of it, because it reads much better, it defines a whole lot when you start reading that, what you're about to,
What you're diving into,
what you're diving into by
Right.
putting those definitions in
Right.
place. But
That's-
if it's not gonna work this time, if you can do that in the fall,
Right.
that's fine. But yeah, because.
We did talk about that today, and I think that is a good idea. And I think, I think we should start, this is what we're gonna add for the fall meeting. And little things like that are easily added and tweaked when it comes. I just think we're running low on time to reschedule meetings and to make changes and whatnot for this particular warrant.
Gotcha.
the way things are evolving so fast now, I think we're gonna be tweaking a lot of things for a while.
Oh, I totally agree with you.
It's just, things are just, the state rules are just changing.
Yeah, yeah, ADUs,
I gotta read that article, I haven't read it yet, the one she just sent out.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Oh, they
Yeah.
updated the frequently asked questions. So there's a lot of questions that we've had as a group, other people have had, so it'd be good to
Yep.
look through. I
Yep.
took a look through it, they did
Yeah,
add some good
I haven't looked
questions.
through that yet, but.
Yeah, I sent it late today.
I mean, you're absolutely right. Things are changing really fast with like ADUs and the solar and a lot of that. So it's definitely things that we're constantly adding to a list of amendments, so to speak, that we always can do. And this spring meeting, which is in June, is really late. The fall meeting is literally gonna be 4 months down the road, or 4 months later. You know what I mean? This was being held so late that the fall one is not that far behind. So, and with that being said, Victoria and I were talking today. One of the first things that she's going to start working on is zoning, changing the zoning, and trying to get that accomplished for the fall meeting. And I'd like to change the zoning for, it's something that we need to discuss as a board of what we would like to see and change the zoning in this town to add more businesses and make it easier for, and when I say businesses, I don't mean I don't want to see Walmart placed, planted on Main Street, but,
It might help though.
But, we're still underneath the solar thing, but I have some more to add to
Absolutely.
that point after we gotta close this public meeting out first.
Once we close this, if there's anything else that we want to talk about as far as this one that's going to go to town meeting in June, is there anything else that anybody would like to add or change or any of that?
No, I think everything we've got in it, for me, everything's there except for, like I said, I'd like to see definitions, but again, it's running late, so,
Yeah,
and it gives us a chance to review it, a little bit of time to.
yeah, and it gives us more time to review the definitions, and like I said, we might want to schedule a day that, some of us go see some of these completed solar fields that have been in working for the last couple of years to see what it looks like in there, and what even like looking at their screening, looking at their fencing, looking
Right.
at
See how everything's working.
See how everything works, just so it gives us a better idea when we're deciding on new ones that come in front of us.
And I think to, and to that point, the periodic inspections really should be part of the building permit process. Can't be much different than when you're building a house, right? You gotta have a foundation inspection, you gotta have a rough inspection, then you gotta have a final inspection. So
Yeah, yeah,
putting those things in there, I'm sure would not be that difficult.
yeah, and I don't know if
to
we
do.
have to put it in there, or if that's just something we require, but if it's something that council says, yeah, if we're gonna mandate that, then it has to be in the bylaw,
Yeah.
then that's something we're gonna add. Yeah, I definitely think, and again, Victoria and I were talking about it, if we would've had peer review engineers going out to 550 as they were building those, the stormwater retention ponds, they would have realized that they weren't built correctly. And then we could have maybe saved a lot of issues that we had. So I definitely think that's a really good idea. And if it's something that needs to be put in writing to mandate it, then that's what we'll do with the next one. Can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Got a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Fabulous. Nothing new came in the last 48 hours. Our next meeting was supposed to be May 15th. We unfortunately will not have a quorum for the May 15th meeting. So the May 15th meeting will be canceled, and our next scheduled meeting will be June 5th.
Excuse me, can I interject?
Please.
For the solar bylaw amendment, can we just have a motion as to whether or not the board recommends this for approval at town meeting?
Can I get a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the amended town bylaw for the large solar arrays at town meeting.
I'll second that. Oh, sorry. I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. Anything else anybody would like to discuss?
I do back to, well, not, we're closed already.
We're closed for the
Okay.
public hearing.
So we were talking about zoning, what just come to me, and I'm a member over here at the credit union, right, over here. I think they did a fabulous job. However, nothing really wrong with the colors, but a lot of towns have bylaws that basically give us the option to review what's going on. Because right down the street, we got a building that was, all the brick was painted black with black trim.
Oh,
Probably
yeah.
looks, I just hate to see this, just, I don't know what to call it, but this just free-for-all, whatever color you want to paint your building, especially going down, like downtown in the
Yeah.
village district.
Absolutely. This is actually something I brought up to Mark not that long ago. So what we can do, what a lot of communities do when they want their, downtown, village areas to look a certain way, they implement what's called design guidelines associated with that district to kind of show developers, hey, this is what we're looking for, this is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
So that's
my point.
exactly,
Yeah.
there's a thing for
I
that.
totally agree
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
you.
You have a lot of towns in central Mass,
Yep,
it can only be one color,
yep.
end of story.
Right.
That's it.
And I think, and I just, if we, I mean, I know we're in the stage, we're trying to beautify things a little bit better, but I mean, and that's part of it, you know what I mean? We're trying to give the town a facelift, we're improving our infrastructure, we've got the potential, for now that, they're upsizing sewer lines going down Slocum Street, a lot of things could happen,
Yeah.
and
Now,
I
is
just
that
think-
something that would be the planning board's responsibility, or is that,
That's what that's where I've always seen it.
yeah?
Yep,
Okay.
correct, yep. That would be something we, and
Unless,
typically-
unless they set up a different district for
Well, what's that other,
district committee.
what's that board that does like the old Acushnet, the Perry Hill Church, and what's the name of that
Are
committee?
you talking about the beautification?
No, not beautification.
No, I think it's an historical.
Historical.
Yeah.
Yeah, the historical commission.
Yeah, I don't
is what
think it's really
thinking about.
historical, but I mean, I think you could set
Yeah,
up
I
a
mean-
village district type thing,
Yeah, you could always, collaboration's always encouraged, right? And
Yeah.
always helps get the best, product, but that's typically something that goes through the planning board.
Yeah, no, I have no issues with that. I was just curious if.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a-
whichever,
Yeah,
whoever take it, a lot of
Yeah,
times
no,
it's there.
But I agree with you. I think we definitely should set something up where, one,
Get some-
where there's some standards, and two, where we should be presented with what the changes are gonna be especially in the village district.
And then, and I appreciate, even, the building on the corner over there, I don't like the color pattern, but in one sense, it's not an eyesore, but it's just it's there, and it probably looks better than what the building looked like before.
Yes.
However, we didn't have any input
We
on
didn't
what
have any
was,
say, yeah.
into what's gonna go on in our business district.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's orange
Not
and gray.
residential stuff, that's,
Yeah.
I don't think that's,
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely,
just
yeah.
referring to business district
Yep.
stuff.
Yeah. No, I definitely think that's a good idea.
We're building stuff, to fit the neighborhood, wherever the bit, if we expand our zoning, we need to have some input on
Yeah,
style and
I
type
think
of
the
colors.
gas station right here is a prime example of, I think it looks good,
Yep.
right in the center of town, and they've taken good care of the place.
they really have.
It looks
Yeah, they really
fantastic.
have.
Yeah.
But you see a lot of these, you go up north to New Hampshire, or any of these small, out in western Mass, you see all these small towns with little downtown districts, and they're all really cute, and they all really look really nice, and
Yeah.
I definitely think we should have.
After I started this and going like this, I'm going, I like their colors, but it's a little different from
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. We should definitely
Yeah.
look into that. All right. Next meeting, I think I already mentioned, June 5th. Can I get a motion?
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Thank you. Good night.